Hello, welcome to Tuesday's tarot tutorial video. Today I will be talking about the Halloween signification card from the major arcana of the tarot deck, which is the High Priestess. The secondary cards to the observance of Halloween are shown in the themes of Judgement, Death, the Magician, and the Hermit that I have placed around her. First, I want to explain that on All Hallows Eve, the traditional observance is dedicated to remembering our ancestral predecessors, including saints, sages, gurus, holy beings, angels, as well as our relatives, loved ones, and the faithfully departed. Some people choose to do rituals or any type of demonstration to show gratitude towards those who have passed on. The core purpose of Halloween is to honor those who have gone before us and to observe this as a sacred, holy time to communicate with and receive blessings from the spirits of the other side. The reason we do this on a day set aside known as Halloween is because it is said that the veil separating this world with the ancestral realm, otherwise known as heaven or the other side, is the thinnest, therefore making it more conducive to communication with the departed. I want to focus mainly on the High Priestess in this video because this tarot card depicts the truest essence of Halloween with her representation of mystery and unknown phenomena, which can be seen in the symbology of her card. Okay, so we see the priestess holding a partly concealed scroll sitting between two pillars in the foreground of a body of water behind her, which is peeking out behind this patterned cloth. And we can see just small segments of this water, but it's all this ocean blue blending into the blue sky behind her. The symbolism in this card has many connections to Halloween, starting with the most obvious symbol, the veil that's behind her. Again, the myth of Halloween is that the veil between our world and the afterlife of the other side is thinner. Therefore, spirit communication is stronger and the messages are clearer. The veil in this card partly covers the ocean behind her, which demonstrates this theme. The large bodies of water that are behind her represent the unity of all souls. Like a drop of water returning to the ocean, it reunites with the whole. Likewise, we reunite with the source to which we came from after our current reality here on earth ceases to continue, meaning the body dies but the soul carries on. This is what the ocean represents. The High Priestess herself is the goddess archetype. She tends to either be glorified as a nun or vilified as an evil witch. In either context, though, she represents close relationship to all things that are spiritual. She is typically seen as the exaggerated archetype from the Wizard of Oz as either being the good witch or the bad witch. Other labels of the priestess are sorceress, shaman, temptress, psychic, mystic, holy woman, or wise woman. Basically, she is the feeling, receptive, and intuitive principle of the feminine archetype that shows every role of the woman throughout time. Okay, lastly, I wanted to discuss the two pillars, which are representative of the gateway to the other side, or the afterlife, in which she sits in between. She guards sacred knowledge in her scroll that she holds, which can be interpreted as any holy text or Akashic records to which she reveals the truth, but only to sincere seekers of divine and occult knowledge. She is the guardian of life's mysteries. The gateway's pillars are a symbol of old temples dedicated to worship of the goddess. The two pillars that are seen in this card can specifically be seen as the Roman numeral 2 here at the top of the card. Briefly, I want to cover the connection between her and the secondary themed Halloween cards. So if you see any of these cards paired together with the High Priestess, the themes of Halloween are more strongly supported. So starting with the Judgment card, we see the Roman numeral 20 at the top here as being the higher octave of the Roman numeral 2 in the High Priestess card. So instead of a 0-2, we have a 2-0. And this is showing the higher expression of the High Priestess energy. Therefore, in this card, we see the mysteries that were concealed in the High Priestess card now being revealed. The ocean in the background of the High Priestess is now the main imagery, where we see the theme of everyone being freed from their human roles. This is a card of liberation and rebirth. Souls are the theme of this card, also spirit communication, since these people no longer have a body. So basically, instead of a separation from the other side of the veil that is seen here in this card, we have a merging with the other side. This rebirth cannot occur without death. The Death card is the means to an end, where liberation of the Judgment card is possible. So in the Death card, we see a familiar scene of a blue ocean here in the background, and actually great waterfalls. If you can see, there's sort of this stream coming down. It's behind the priest and behind this horse. Okay, so these waterfalls indicate a lot of motion and activity of the soul in its transition to the other side. And grimly, we see these deceased people. They're facing death at the bottom of the card. These people represent our ancestors of all walks of human life and of the human race that have died before us. So again, Halloween is to observe and honor the departed. Okay, so in honoring the departed, often people perform rituals and ceremonial rites, which can be seen in the combination of the Magician card and the High Priestess together. The Magician is a conductor of energy with the help of spirit. Okay, so he is a product of spirit incarnated into a body. He is a spirit with a body. The magician harnesses the ethereal energies of the higher realms, or the other side, indicated by his arm positioning. He pulls down energy and directs it according to his will. So simply stating, he performs magic. Okay, so the last card I wanted to touch on briefly here is the Hermit. I see him as being the wise old man who is a guide. Okay, so when I was reflecting upon how I was going to formulate this video, it suddenly came to me that he actually guides the souls of the departed to the High Priestess. That's his relationship with her. She's the gatekeeper or the guardian of the afterlife, and he's the person or the guide that brings these souls to her. So I thought that was kind of a cool interaction between these two cards. So if she is the wise woman, he is the depiction of the wise man. However, he is not limited to just being a male. I see him as being grandparents, mentors, teachers, spiritual guides, and what have you. So now this guide or guides that he represents can either still be living, or they can be on the other side leading the way for us. Okay, so these beings that have either volunteered or been assigned to us serve and help us along our life journeys, and therefore they deserve our respect and gratitude, which is really what the root and history of Halloween is fundamentally about: honoring the elderly and honoring the ancestors that have gone before us. So I hope you have enjoyed this video and found the information useful and entertaining. If you have any questions or additional insights about this tarot tutorial, please leave them in the comment section below, where I'm able to respond to you personally. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel for more tarot tutorial videos and tarot forecast readings. Thanks for watching.